All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. It is 8 a.m. Thursday, October 9th, right here on Jocks. Glad you're with us. A lot of college football to the show today. 800-239-9569, 800-239-WJOX. If you'd like to get in, you have the opportunity to do that. Tweet into the show at Mac. You can also listen online, jocksfm.com. Tell your home smart speaker to enable the Jocks skill. I wanted to hear from a couple of the coaches involved in Red River before we get to the Rubik's Cubelic. So first, we will go to Brent Venables on the importance of keeping Arch Manning upright in the pocket, not just upright, but in the pocket for that Texas offense in this game.
Guys like him, you want to cage him as much as you can, but he's really dangerous going vertical. He's got such great lower body strength that he, getting vertical is a challenge as well, as a runner. But he's a great player. He's one of the most talented players in all of college football, and he's the number one quarterback in the country for a reason. He's got tremendous arm talent. He's incredibly dangerous because he's able to improvise and hurt you with his legs and buy time and find open receivers. He's got great players to throw it to as well.
Did you anticipate that to be sort of one of the highlights for Brent Venables and how he would discuss this Texas offense?
Well, I think what he means is we need to keep him in the pocket. He becomes very dangerous with his legs. Is that how you interpret that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think it is. I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming that's kind of what he's thinking. It's not so much like, hey, we want to keep him upright. Like, we don't want to hit him. They absolutely want him to be on his back as often as they can. But when he becomes real problematic is when he escapes, and then you're vulnerable in the back end.
Yeah, it's just interesting to hear him point that out as a real concern or a big concern for Oklahoma's defense in this game. Sark on Arch being a little bit more accurate when he does leave the pocket.
To me, that's kind of what we're used to. And I think that was, the frustrating part for him and ourselves early in the season when he wasn't quite as accurate. But I think he's starting to come into his own now, and he's starting to grow and improve and playing more true to himself, which is a great sign for us.
It's Steve Sarkisian on Arch Manning when he does leave the pocket and things that he does well there. So that goes with both coaches saying, one, keep him in. The other, he's pretty good when he does leave. And then Sark, too, just on why this OU-Texas rivalry, why Red River is a little bit different than the Iron Bowl.
What makes this game and what separates this game and makes it so unique is the game being held annually in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl in the middle of the state fair with the fans being split 50-50 down the middle. It just creates such an environment. With both schools being just about 3 hours from the stadium, give or take. And it's just the most unique setting in college football. And one that I cherish every opportunity that I get. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now because it's not that home and home where you go in one stadium than the other. The fact that it's there every year, both fan bases do a great job of showing up and supporting their teams. The smell of the corn dogs and the turkey legs in the air. I mean, it's a different environment, but it's a very special one.
Nobody points out the smell in the air of these new foods we're going to get.
Yeah, I mean,
nobody says.
Wait till you smell the UFO smash burger, Coach.
The odor of the vegan Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about that? The wild corn wheels. Nobody's talking about the odor that those are putting out. So, I also didn't get to you guys of the Yabba Dabba Doo Dirty Sprite that will be available.
The what?
The Yabba Dabba Doo Dirty Sprite.
What is that Sprite?
So a little bit of a Flintstones, like a Flintstone
What
Sprite. Like I'm confused. Like
it's the ultimate fruity, fizzy fun straight from Bedrock. Vibrant drink combines your favorite lemon lime soda with crunchy ice pebbles, luscious strawberry and green apple syrups with fresh mango and strawberries for a burst of flavor. Splash of coconut cream as a tropical twist, while Skittles and lemon heads turn it into a playful, dirty soda topped with pineapple slice, whipped cream, chewy ropes, and a sprinkle of fruity pebbles. This bubbly yard cup is a party in every sip that will have you exclaiming, Yabba Dabba Doo at the fair.
I get the feeling that's not meant for our age bracket.
Probably not.
It comes in a giant plastic boot mug.
Well, of course, it's Texas.
Yeah, keep that one from the kids.
Yeah.
That one, there's absolutely no high fructose corn syrup in that one. That one won't cause any problems. That doesn't lead to Ozempic usage down the road. I can promise you that.
I could see some of the sorority girls maybe taking this one and just dumping a little something else into it.
Right, yeah.
Rappers.
Yeah.
Just sorority girls.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
the only
that's
people
the
that would
only
dump
ones.
anything
Right.
into
No
it.
one else would need that
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
that.
nobody else.
Maybe a vehicle for other
Your
things.
mind is still on powder puff football. Like I don't know. Like you
How
need
could
to.
it not be, knowing that it's played at the house that Doak built?
I don't
trust
know.
Wikipedia, okay? So, and that's what it told me. All right, every week we're going to give you winners, brought to you by the rocket scientists at NASA. There in Huntsville on Redstone. Our computers pick games for you. It is the Rubix Cubelic. And since we've talked so much about this game this week, let's start with it.
We should do this game.
There is no home field advantage unless you're
At one end of the stadium.
I can't remember the name of the female Dallas soccer team.
Trinity.
Trinity
Dallas
FC. Then there is a big advantage for you.
Huge.
But for Oklahoma and Texas, there is not. John, plug in Red River.
Major input. Input. Woo!
All done.
Ripped it right in half to start it off. That's a
Boom.
good, that's a
Stay
good
hot.
beginning right there.
Stay hot.
137 a game on the ground for Oklahoma, 173 for Texas.
Yeah.
Texas that's advantage horns. Texas allows 80 on the ground, third in the SEC. Oklahoma 75, second in the SEC. You will hear from the best rush defense in the SEC momentarily. Oklahoma -4 in the turnovers. Texas +3.
Sounds like a double up.
Advantage.
Is there an advantage in the run defense, or is that too close?
No, there's a small advantage for Oklahoma.
So you do give a point there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Advantage Oklahoma there. Advantage Texas in the turnovers at +3, and that would be a double up. Your penalties for the season. Oklahoma has 29 flags this year. Texas has 44.
Oh, boy.
Hey.
Feels a bit one-sided.
That's 77 penalty yards per game for the Horns. That's 15th in the Southeastern Conference. Advantage Oklahoma. Texas converts 34% of their third downs. Oklahoma 45%. Texas allows opponents to convert 29% of their first downs. You just want to take a wild guess at what Oklahoma's allowing on third down?
13.
17.
Like 13 third downs that they've allowed?
13%.
Oh, no. It's not
21%.
that good. 17% on the year, which is number one in
Oh,
the
I
nation.
hit it.
Number
Let's
one
ride.
in the nation.
Number one, is that good?
It's pretty good.
That's where you want to be?
I would say yes, you want to be there. Still just, though, by a margin of +1, Rubik's Cubelic says Oklahoma.
Okay.
A lot of factors involved there, but the double up probably makes it look closer than you would think. But penalties and turnovers do affect the game.
Half a home field?
Yep.
Half a home field gives
That's
them the
actually
edge.
offset by the other half. Believe it or not. It doesn't go. Nobody gets a point for that one.
You don't get a double up half?
Nope.
Okay.
Let's go out of the SEC for a moment. Indiana is at Oregon. I think you may be surprised by some of this one. John, plug it in.
Rubik's Cubelic.
Rubik's
Game in Autzen, so obviously Oregon advantage there. 239 a game on the ground for Oregon, 268 on the ground a game for Indiana. Those are first and second in the Big Ten rushing.
Okay.
Fifth nationally for Indiana. They get the advantage in the rush yards at 268 per game. Oregon allows 115 a game on the ground. Indiana, 88 yards per game on the ground.
Ooh.
Telling you.
Advantage Hoosiers.
I'm telling you.
Uh-oh.
Turnovers, +5, +6. No offset.
Okay.
Remember how many penalties we just told you that Texas has this year?
Not a few.
44.
44.
Indiana and Oregon have 19 and 18 flags this
Wow.
year.
Let's go. Discipline.
No offset, but
Maybe some
there is an
flavor.
advantage in third downs. Oregon converts 51% on third down.
That's amazing.
Indiana 58%.
Okay, that's even more amazing.
slightly
Oregon
better.
allows opponents to convert 30% of their third downs.
Okay.
Still, I mean, it's not
Yeah.
Oklahoma. It's good.
Admirable.
Indiana 24%.
Oh, boy.
Extra admirable.
Uh-oh.
By a margin, again, a +1, the Rubik's Cube like Indiana to knock off Oregon.
Wow.
Telling you. Buckle up.
Georgia is at Auburn, John. Plug that one in.
major input. Input. Woo!
All done.
I know everybody looks at this one and says, why are we even doing this? This is easy. When games at home for Auburn, so they get the advantage. 169 a game on the ground for Auburn, 207 for Georgia.
I'm
Hey,
trying to figure out. Hang
Auburn-
on, back to the original point here. Why would we not do this one?
I think most people just believe this is a Georgia win, and there's no need to go through numbers.
And there's
It's
a,
a
certain, there's a
3.5
certain
point
stat,
spread.
but there's a certain stat that we're going to get to. I think there's going to be a heavy lean.
Don't get whopped to the
And
mug
also,
already.
Auburn's home field's you can't win there, so it's a double up on home field.
Who can win
We'll
there?
see what the receipt
Home or
says.
That's
West?
what I've been told.
We will see what the receipt
don't know.
says. 169 a game on the ground for Auburn, 207 for Georgia. Auburn's sixth in the SEC rush defense, 88 yards per game.
It's pretty good.
Georgia allows 82. They're fourth in the
Okay.
SEC.
Okay.
It's even
Now-
better good.
Georgia, -2 in the turnovers.
Okay.
Auburn +4 in the turnovers.
That is
Whoa.
a double. up.
Ooh.
So that almost evens things up in and of itself. Texas has 44 flags on the year. Auburn has 44 flags on the year. 69 penalty yards per game. Georgia, 23 penalties this year. 41 penalty yards per game is first in the SEC. They are, by yards per game, the least penalized team in the conference. That's advantage Georgia.
We got to get to it, Cole. We have to.
Georgia converts 48% on third down.
That's good.
Understandable.
Auburn
Okay.
converts 34% on third down. That is last in the Southeastern Conference.
Offense.
But a couple weeks ago, I was
Yes.
looking at my numbers. A couple weeks ago, they were converting 53% going
Against-
into the Oklahoma game.
Against who?
Going into the Oklahoma game, they converted 53%.
Well, now it's down to 34.
Well, but I'm just saying, like, it's
If we'd have done this a couple weeks ago.
if you look back,
So Auburn's 34 and Georgia's, 48? That's honestly, I expected that difference to be bigger.
Georgia converts 48% on third down. Auburn converts 34%
Yeah,
on
I
third down.
expected that difference to be much bigger.
That's a pretty big gap
that's not
for
small.
third down conversions.
I mean, given what we've seen from Auburn, I guess if Auburn was at 53 and dropped to 34, yeah, that's wild.
Now, Auburn does allow opponents to convert 27% of their third downs,
That's
which is
good.
actually pretty good.
Okay, yeah.
Georgia allows opponents to convert 39%.
Hey.
Ooh.
Okay.
The opponent converts 34%. So, believe it or not,
Ooh.
in this game, we would go to our tiebreaker. And
Ah.
I don't think a lot of people thought. That's why I said, Greg, people are asking, why are we doing this? Per the tiebreaker, by a margin of 4.2 yards per game, and y'all don't know what the tiebreaker is. It will stay secret forever because the doctors have told me don't release that.
Well, some people know.
The Rubix Cubelic selects Auburn to knock off Georgia by a margin of plus 0.5.
Wow.
Damian, I just read the numbers.
Wow.
That's all I do.
Is it slide protection percentage? Is
That
is
that
the
would be
secret?
in the 90th percentile for the Auburn offense. Not success rate, but just called. Finally, y'all probably guessed it, but Alabama's at Missouri.
I heard that.
They're going to play this weekend. Early kick, not factored into the algorithms.
I've been told that's the only thing that matters.
Not on this timeline. Saber, plug it in.
Rubix Cubelic.
Rubik's
Cubelic.
Rubik's Cubelic.
I would warn you not to get too excited or too frustrated with this, as per history,
The old history.
the Rubix gets off to a slow start. Per history.
Okay.
We love our history in college football. Historically, Rubik's not great out of the gate. There have been years it's been awesome out of the gate. Just a fair warning, because this game's in Como, that's advantage Mizzou. Missouri is third in the nation in rushing offense, 292 yards per game. Third in the nation. Alabama, 127 yards per game. Alabama's allowing 155 rushing yards per game.
Feels like a lot.
It's not ideal.
Not what you're looking for.
It's 13th in the SEC.
Oh boy.
Do you guys want to take a guess who has the best rush defense in the SEC?
Ole Miss.
No.
Mizzou.
Yes. 62 yards per game.
Against who?
Their opponents?
62 versus 155.
Oh boy. It's a it's
So
a
it's slightly
double
more
up.
than a double up.
Double up. Double up.
Missouri, even in the turnover department.
Okay.
Not
Jeff
sure.
Fisher, all right.
Not sure a lot of folks are going to be aware of this either. Alabama's +8 in the turnovers.
Ooh.
That is best in the SEC.
Let's go.
They're always good at turning people over. Error time.
Penalties are 27 and 24.
50%
Both
of
teams
time,
have
works
not been
every time.
terrible there. Not too bad.
Let's go.
Alabama, 5th in the SEC in third down offense at 53%.
That's great.
Missouri is first at 62%.
That's
great
insane.
alert.
Okay.
Advantage Mizzou.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Alabama, by the way, is 13th in the SEC in third down defense.
Yes.
They allow opponents to convert 43% of the time.
Not where you want to be.
That feels like a lot.
Now, I can't do what I just did last time because we know Oklahoma's first in the SEC in third down defense. 17% they allow opponents to convert. Missouri would be second,
What?
allowing opponents to convert
Wow.
on 22% of their third down conversions this year.
Oh boy.
By a margin of +31, the Cubelic takes Mizzou.
It is by a margin of +3 that the Rubik's
Wow.
Cubic likes Missouri to beat Alabama.
Wow. Bama shouldn't even get off the plane.
I mean, seriously, why are they
Guys.
even going?
It's computers. That's all.
Why
it is.
are they even
Who
going?
cares about computers, guys?
Why are they even
This is
going?
why we went away from the BCS. No one trusts the computers.
Yeah.
See?
No one wants
You know
this.
what we need for the Rubik's Cubic? We need the human element back.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah, we do. We need a committee for
What
the
are my eyes
Cubelic.
telling me?
Y'all are the ones that want computers back. I'm just saying.
+3?
Mizzou +3, Oklahoma +1, Auburn +0.5, Indiana +1 for the Rubik's Cubelic week 1. Traditionally slow starter, but sometimes starts hot. We'll see. All right, we'll talk about get away from the numbers and into the human element next, right here on Jocks. Welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Kid Bama Kid tweets into the show at Mac and Cube. Is a good SEC team. Stats are not to be trusted about who you are. Boy, imagine that came before the last game that we did. coffee was spilt when the numbers on the last game were given. It's week 1 of the Rubik's Cubelic, man. You take it for what it is. It's numbers. It's rocket science. It's math.
We
it's
love the Rubik's Cube.
Arithmetic. It's calculus.
We love the Rubik's Cube.
It's biology. It's kinesiology is what it is. Just calm down.
I've
Let the
always
numbers
thought
do their work.
Kinesiology makes a lot of sense when applying things to college football outcomes. Kinesiology is a real good science.
Listen, the botanists have said their piece here. Let it go, and we'll see what it looks like next week. We'll have more numbers to throw in there, okay? It's just the geologists don't have everything to lean on yet.
Not everything.
Will as the season progresses. Just calm down. It's week 1. What are your concerns for Alabama against Missouri this weekend?
Number 1 is the way they run the football, the off-tackle stretch zone stuff. It forces you to tackle at angles. It's just hard. You got to tackle. You got to tackle really well. Number 2.
Also, Ahmad Hardy bounces off of people on a
correct.
regular basis.
But I think the style that they run it allows him to bounce off people a little bit better. It just forces you to play so horizontal. It forces you to play so flat. Defensively, I think that's really hard to hold up against. It's just a different style. It's not easy to play against. So that's concern number 1. Concern number 2 would probably be the fact that the safeties are going to have to get involved in run support. They're going to have to. They're not going to have a choice, which means heavy play action can always come. That's number 2. Number 3, Alabama, I feel like this year has at times gotten got with boot action nakeds.
Yes.
So that's the other thing that would concern me a little bit because you get so much flow going in one direction. Now you have a quarterback with some wheels on the backside, and you're going to have to be really disciplined on the backside of runs, not just to make sure you leverage the football because cutbacks cut all the way back behind the opposite tackle, but you also need to account for guys that are booting out in the other direction, guys that are sliding underneath sliding to the backside, play action to the right, boot to the left, and a guy starting on the right, booting into the flat off the left. Like that's hard. That's hard on defenses. So it's a tough offense. I think you can corral it a little. You just got to be super physical.
Yeah.
Super, super physical. And that's a hard thing to do.
It is. I'm with you on the run game. I'm with you on the safety support. That's obviously a couple of things that have to happen. And Missouri has run a couple of really nice bootlegs. We pointed one out on Read and React, I think 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And as soon as Bo Prabula came out of the fake, I paused it and just drew a line down where he was. And there was one defender play side where the bootleg was going.
Yeah.
And it was a corner running with the receiver about 30 yards down the field. Literally, and this goes back to what you said about stretch zone. Once that gets going, it gets so much attention.
Right.
You run that boot off of it, and all of a sudden, 10 of your defenders are backside where the play is heading.
Yep.
Now, there also weren't 3 receivers with him to that side, but the option to tuck the ball and run also gives them some advantages there.
No doubt.
So it's that part's difficult.
It's very tough.
And you can't get your shoulders turned up front. You can't overrun things. You can't jump gaps. My biggest concern for Alabama would just be visually what it is, because not only that stretch play, but you'll get splitters going the opposite way. There's going to be jet motions going the opposite way. You've got the mesh concept in the passing game, which is going to give you crossers from each direction. You'll have motion pre-snap as well. A lot of that movement comes post-snap. It's just it's a lot. And then you'll get those splitters in that motion with the offensive line blocking away from it, but the run play then still follows it.
Yeah.
They can run a counter motion with that, but the run play looks like it's going the opposite direction with the offensive line. So depending on your keys, it can really throw you off.
Right.
And South Carolina actually did a pretty good job of it early. But then Kirby Moore began to sort of tinker with it and toy with it. And by the second half, when I think like they felt like they had a feel for it, they stopped running the counter look off of it and started going straight into the stretch play more, with the motion going away from it in a different way. And all of a sudden they're out of their gaps, they're lost. And Ahmad Hardy has a huge day in the second half. So it can't just be the first half or the first quarter. It's got to be 4 full quarters of understanding what you're getting. And like you said, tackling and being in the right place is where it starts.
Correct. And there are some guys missing as well. Not that this is a huge, Jamarian Lathan game. I think he would be very helpful in this matchup. I think Quay Rusaw in this matchup would be good, just kind of setting the edge. Like, you're going to have to face you're going to need to have a stout presence on the edge. That's going to be very important. So I think that that's the one thing that I would be mindful of is substitutions, defensive snap exposure, making sure the fatigue is not a factor, because I do think in this game, with how often your defensive line is going to have to anchor down on the edges, rolling those guys is going to be helpful and huge. So I think you got to be real smart about that as well.
All right, and I'm with you up front. Even though defensive tackles may not make a lot of plays in this game, their importance cannot be understated.
100%.
Not allowing plays to get big cutback lanes, not allowing plays to have those giant lanes front side. I mean, ultimately, the goal is one of two things. You want to spike it, so take it out early at the point of attack. So you want that if it's a tight end front side or an offensive tackle front side, or sometimes even a receiver cracking back, you have to remove that. Get that upfield, strike that, push it back, penetrate, and force that run to cut back earlier than the back wants to. But then your teammates still have to be there to make the plays.
Yes.
Or you stretch it out and you play your gaps extremely sound, flow. Use the sideline as your 12th defender and hopefully just continue to push that thing out of bounds for no gain or even a 1 or 2 yard gain, and you feel like that's a giant win. So how Alabama chooses to defend it will be interesting to see, because there are some individuals that are a little bit bigger, more defensive tackle-ish, that can play outside and could spike that thing and give you a little heavier presence.
Right. But
you got to be sound backside. The Alabama linebackers jumping gaps, Greg, is a big concern of mine in this game, because they've done it almost every game. And a lot of times they get away with it and they end up making a play. But this is one where it's probably not going to be advantageous to play it that way.
100%. And I think that's the thing that I would be most mindful of. You got to be really, really sound at the second level. You got to be really, really sound in the back end. And you got to make sure that you don't get got, because there's going to be situations in this game. Naturally, there's going to be situations where you are, unfortunately, in a less than stellar position because of in the secondary on the outside, on the perimeter, because you are going to be subjected to heavy play action. You better be good in coverage on the outside. You got to win those one-on-ones. So it's a tough offense to play against, very tough offense to play against. I got a ton of respect for how they do things. Not that it can't be overcome. It just will be very challenging.
800-239-9569 if you want to get in, discuss any of these games that we're going to go through today. Legend tweets in, if we wake up in a world Sunday morning where Missouri best Alabama and Auburn beat Georgia, the greatness of the SEC is over.
That's it? Just like that?
Done.
Why is that? What's wrong? I don't understand how that's an indicator.
Well, I think he's saying that, I would lean more towards the Auburn knocking off Georgia, but I think Missouri is a pretty good football team. So I don't know if I would just say it's done. I wouldn't stick a fork in it just yet. Kid Bama Kid tweets in, talk about Vandy LSU game. This game could break LSU.
Say Vandy LSU?
And you know what? It might. But I feel like
next week.
I feel like it would be strategic to not completely gloss over this week's opponent for LSU. And maybe we will spend some time breaking down South Carolina LSU before we get to Vandy and LSU and what that might mean for the Bayou Bengals.
Look at God. That someone's looking ahead to taking on Vandy. That's where they are.
Maybe Legend's right.
Yeah.
This thing's just done. Stick a fork in it.
It's done, son.
All right. We will talk a little more OU Texas on the other side. We'll get to that one. You can still be a part of the show. 800-239-9569. 800-239-WJOX. If you are feeling on edge, if you're lacking sleep, lacking energy, Game Day Men's Health wants to help you today. If you have brain fog, Mac and Cube, when you walk in the front door, save 10% on any service that they offer. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Sign up for the free consultation. Free PSA test, free SA test, free testosterone test. It's a health and wellness to help make you feel better. Be lighter and be able to maneuver through your day in a better way. Minimal upfront cost for the programs that they offer at Game Day Men's Health. They are open in Trustville now. Just go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com to find out more. All right, we'll go more Red River, more on these games we've been discussing now, all next on Jocks. we told you we'd give you an opportunity to chime in on a couple of these games coming up this weekend. We've been talking a little. We also mentioned with Damian yesterday, Alabama receivers catching rugby balls. I had never seen it before. Have you seen that before, Greg?
No.
They were doing that video of this in practice. Kalen DeBoer described sort of why Alabama was doing this in practice the other day. Now, Damian gave, let me just say it this way, what could have been a great explanation for this yesterday.
Yeah.
It also could be completely full of S. Because I don't know if that's applicable or not.
No clue.
But apparently focusing on a part of the football and something that who knows if that's real or not. It sounded really good. So credit to him for at least coming up with that. Don't know if that makes a big difference or not. But the tennis ball thing I have seen. Rugby ball I have not seen.
I know nothing about any of that.
You can catch a rugby ball, you can catch a football.
I've heard that.
I don't know.
Makes sense to me. Rugby balls are a little bigger and wider and fatter, right? I don't know.
Which would make me think they were actually easier to catch. Listen, with the gloves now, did you see the catch by the Memphis kid this weekend?
I've seen a lot of catches this year.
There's been a lot this year, but the Memphis catch alone last week, if y'all haven't seen that one, it's on the Memphis football account. I mean, this kid snags that ball. There is no way for him to actually have any leverage with his hand to catch the ball. It's almost on top of it, and the gloves are too good, is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Every time I see a great catch, the first thing that comes to my mind is Cole's voice. The gloves are too good.
They are.
Every time.
They're too good.
It never fails. Every time. That's the first thing I hear.
All right, let's go to the Higginbotham hotline. Crimson Convict would like to chime in. Welcome in, Crimson. How are you?
I'm good, man. How y'all doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Good, buddy.
Yeah, hey, I do have a question, but it would seem like, I played receiver. Muscle memory is a real thing, right? So I would think that catching a rugby ball could throw you off whenever you go to a smaller one, maybe?
Yeah, that's for a receiver to discuss. You would know better than I would. There's got to be some science to it. And like I said, Damian attempted to give us that yesterday, and it could have been completely out of outer space, but it sounded good. So maybe it's just focusing on a different portion of the ball, and that allows you to go out there and focus on a different ball better. I'm not sure, but
yeah, I think
they're
just
probably not the only ones doing it. I'll say that.
Just to keep people uncomfortable, like just to keep doing things differently, so you don't get too much into routine. Like I'm all for it. It requires a different type of focus. Maybe the ball's heavier. I have no idea.
This is random. I just thought of this. This is totally random. If you had a receiver who you thought was like squeezing the ball too much, so maybe their hands are too close together, or they're a little bit, their grip's too tight on catching the football, would it help to sort of widen that a little bit when the ball is coming in to your catch radius and having your hands out a little bit more and not having to grip it as hard to catch it? Like I've told you guys about Nick Harbor. I don't know how he ever catches a football, because when you shake his hand, it literally feels like he could smash the bones in your hand when he shakes your hand. Like he has the strongest grip that I have ever felt by a human in my life. And you're just like, no wonder he can't catch the ball. His hands are like made of iron.
So strong.
It's ridiculous. But maybe that forces you to sort of widen your grip a little bit when the ball's coming in.
And just the weight, I really don't know. I don't think I've ever really caught a rugby ball. I have no idea.
Because I have seen them on sidelines before, because some quarterbacks warm up with them. Like the old bigger ball effect, like Nolan Ryan should throw a football before games. And
he's a Texan.
Well, he loves football. He's tough. But I have seen guys, so I have thrown one before. It's not a comfortable throw like you throw a football.
Yeah.
it's like watching my 5-year-old throw a football. Like he's got to balance, he's got to wurfle it. Like he has to balance it to throw it. Like because you can't just grip it. So yeah, it's definitely different. Golden Domer wants to chime in on Red River. Welcome in, Domer.
Top of the morning, gentlemen. How are y'all?
Morning, great.
Morning.
Thank you.
So, honestly, the way that Williams has been catching the ball, those inflatable beach balls kind of boost up his confidence. You think that would help?
I think he's probably going to be all right. I'm not worried about him. Still a young player, still makes plenty of good plays. So I'm not going to spend. I think if you make something a big deal, it becomes a big deal. You know what I mean? It's one of those like, don't talk about it, don't worry about it. Like it'll get fixed in its own time. That's how I'd approach it if I were coaching Ryan Williams right now.
Well, you were out yesterday, Greg. We played a clip of him talking about after practice, and I followed that up with, you know what the worst thing that he's dealing with is right now?
What's that?
This right here. Talking about it.
100%.
Like that's the worst part about it. So
no doubt.
Well, I agree with that. But on the flip side of that, I mean, the drops he's had and the areas that he's had the drops and the situation he's had the drops is inducive to create conversation. So he kind of brought this on himself. I mean, those drops are not drops. If you claim yourself to be a top 5 receiver in the game and do some of the antics that he's known to do, it just kind of puts you in that position. So, I mean, he's a great, talented kid, but it definitely has a dropping issue.
I imagine he would tell you the exact same thing, though. He would say, yeah, if I'm going to be a big-time receiver, I can't drop balls.
I agree with that. He's very talented. I'm sure like y'all said, he'll probably get it together.
I'm not worried about him.
I will say this, kind of getting back to the whole rugby thing. I coach basketball and been involved in basketball a long time. And one thing that I will say that I'm not a fan of in basketball training, a lot of times you see this with trainers. They will come up with all these different scenarios that in their mind thinks, we're going to do this differently and it's going to help you. Like for instance, you'll have people that put basketballs in garbage sacks and tell you, bring your kid to me and they're going to learn how to dribble basketballs in garbage sacks. So clearly when they dribble a basketball without garbage sacks, they'll be better. I don't buy that. I say we play with a basketball in a basketball game without a garbage sack on it. Let's just stick with that. So I think sometimes in these training methods, for basketball and in golf too, you see it. I mean, you see some of those ridiculous things in golf. But yeah, I think sometimes that we're in this trainer mode right now. Basketball's eat up with it, where they're like, oh, if you want to be able to shoot a basketball really good, learn how to shoot a tennis ball. I'm like, well, the last time I checked, they use basketballs in basketball games, not tennis balls. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's kind of controversial in the basketball world. I'm not for, dribbling basketballs with garbage sacks on them and passing tennis balls. I say use the balls we actually use in the game, but that's probably what this rugby situation is.
George Whitfield effect, basically, is what you're saying. I think go take your drops in sand and like throw a ball with a broomstick in your face. And you're
heck yeah.
Imagine what it's like passing without a broomstick in your face.
Yeah, I think sometimes these trainers watch a little too many Rocky movies and, get a little caught up and use or some karate and the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. Sometimes the best thing to do, if you play basketball, believe it or not, it might be better just to use a basketball.
Well, we're not going to disrespect Mr. Miyagi on this show. That's the last thing we're going to do.
We'll allow a lot.
That's not happening.
When you start with that slander, that's when you get into trouble, Domer.
They got to come up with reasons to charge you $60 an hour. Bring your kid to me and I'll hit him with a nunchuck that he's shooting a basketball. He'll definitely get better.
If you can shoot taking a nunchuck to the quad, you can shoot without taking a nunchuck to the quad.
If you can dodge a wrench, I guess you can dodge a defender. So
that's right.
Yeah, it's a big issue right now in basketball. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I mean,
I don't want to get into the basketball controversial world. I don't need basketball people on me. So I'm
and the coach coming up.
Ooh, we can get Coach. I bet Coach Sanderson used to do all sorts of crazy stuff.
I'll ask Wimp, what's the dumbest drill you've done in the history of your coaching career? I'll ask him that.
I'm telling you, you wouldn't believe. I can send y'all videos of some of these trainers charging these kids $100 an hour, and they will be there for 2 hours, and they will never actually dribble a basketball. They will be.
Who needs a dribble ball to be good at basketball, though? Like
they're jumping jump ropes. They
don't even call traveling anymore. Domer, who cares?
Wait, so you're telling me I can make $100 an hour if I just go and coach football players? That's all I heard in this deal. So hang on a second.
Look, I promise you,
who wants lessons?
These trainers have got to come up with some reason why you got to bring your kid to them, and they're going to tell you that they've got these off the wall methods that have clearly worked. And I'm not for it. I believe in put a basketball in your hand. If you want to get crazy, put 2 basketballs in your hand. Now we're getting crazy. Other than that, and then another thing too. In basketball, I know
Steph Curry does it for every game.
We're not talking Red River rivalry at all. But I'll say this is they come up with the most outlandish, drills because they have to have a reason for you to keep coming back every week. There's
Let
only
me ask
so
you
many
this: on
things they can
the
do.
garbage bag around a ball, is that like tightly on the
Yes.
basketball, or is that like you throw it in and you tie it and it's got all the
It's
room in it
essentially,
too?
like a Walmart sack.
Yes.
Okay, they
so
get
it's
a sack
tight
and
around
they
the ball.
tie it around the
I
ball.
think it would be more
Yeah.
difficult if you dropped it in like a 30-gallon hefty sack and then tied it at the top, but it's really loose.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got all the extra garbage bag around. Like now you got handles.
Love this.
I've seen
Love
a trainer.
where this is
I've seen
going.
a trainer. My daughter went to some trainers. I had a trainer that was trying to get my daughter to shoot a basketball with a 20-pound weighted ball.
That to me makes
And I
perfect
said, this
sense
is-
because basketball's
How
not
do you
about
think
feel, it's
Steph
about
Curry
strength.
hits threes from the logo, Domer? He's been
Look,
shooting
you
weighted
know,
balls.
I mean, look, I'm just keeping it real with you. Sometimes we get way too complicated when the simplicity of the sport is better. And I know y'all, I would be interested to see what Wimp has to say about this. Something tells me Wimp is a keep it simple kind of guy, but I could be wrong.
I
So,
guarantee
that's
he's
a
tried.
safe bet.
I guarantee he's tried some dumb things though, and some things that he looks back
Yeah,
on
he
and
may
says,
have.
"Yeah, that was probably
he
stupid."
may have done some
Well, he'll
drills,
blame it
but,
on an assistant.
But anyway,
yeah, they've done it.
Yeah, but to get back to the Red River rivalry, I'll say this, guys. I think, and I know this, I may not agree with this, but I really believe the Red River rivalry, the tradition is kind of the state fair, the fact that it's two blue bloods playing each other. They've had 11 top 5 matchups. I mean, this is a rivalry I really enjoy. And I think, I think it could be, if not the best rivalry in SEC, definitely one of the top, just because of the uniqueness of the 50-50 stadium. And I would say this, guys. Should we start having a conversation? And I know, Bear Bryant kind of got this going, but I think it'd be great if Alabama Auburn did something similar to this. Bring back the game in Birmingham.
Bring it to Birmingham. I'm great with that.
We talked about it yesterday.
think we
Domer.
Bring it to Birmingham. Let's go.
My idea was
I like
to
our chances.
revitalize Legion. I'm in.
We'll go
be a great-
70-30. Bama to Auburn
Yeah, I think-
ratio. I
think it'll
like
be
that plan.
I think it will be a great tradition. I mean, the thing is it was an awesome tradition when it was Alabama and Auburn did play in Birmingham. And I just think that, we see it with the Red River rivalry. It just creates such a unique atmosphere. And I think, to be honest with you, I know y'all probably don't see this, but to me, the Alabama-Auburn game, it doesn't have the luster that it did at a time. I'm not trying to say anything bad about it, but I think you could rejuvenize it with bringing it back to Birmingham, make it a true
It doesn't
Iron
need
Bowl.
to be
It's about
rejuvenized.
Birmingham.
It doesn't need to be revitalized. It doesn't need to be reset.
I think it's still pretty good.
Games are.
Yeah.
Games are
Maybe
more
we'll play it in
important
Atlanta. That would be ironic.
Games are more important when both teams are good.
What if they
I
took
don't
the
care
Iron Bowl
where
and
they
played it in
play the
Atlanta?
game. Ohio State, Michigan is a better game when both teams are good.
I think we should play it in Lab Peebles.
Go for it. But you know what would be
Move it
better?
around the state.
You know what would be better than being in Lad Peebles? When both teams were ranked in the top 10. I don't care where it's played.
That would be great.
We could play it at George Ward Park, and if they were both in the top 5, it would be an amazing game. And if one was ranked out of the 50s, it probably wouldn't be super cool.
Wow. Hate. They say we got haters.
Well, we have played. I mean, we could play it at what was it? Where Rocket City, we could play.
Oh,
They
yeah.
had the-
We could play at the Trash Panda Stadium.
Yeah,
You could play your game there.
One Direction.
I prefer 2 end zones.
One
at
Direction
work.
could sing the halftime show.
I prefer 2 end zones at work. Actually, I'm not trying to invite that anymore.
was good.
No.
I don't need that in my life.
Gosh, you still live up there, basically.
No. Got no problem with it, but I don't live there. And I love that stadium. It's really cool for baseball.
Yeah,
It's a great stadium.
for baseball.
Why did you do that?
Go there.
No, you just want people in my mentions again. Here we go.
What?
Yes, you know. All right, I'm going to try to add some value to the show. Just took us way downhill in the power rankings of terrestrial radio.
Quality.
Tad Hill, your trusted retirement planning partner. Tad, the co-host of the Retire with Freedom radio and TV shows in Birmingham and Huntsville. Also designated by Forbes as the #1 financial securities professional in the state of Alabama multiple years running. Tad, what do you have for us today?
What I'd like most people are going to have these security. When is the right time? So do you have a pension decision? But if you do, and you're trying to decide, do I take the annuity? Do I take the lump sum? If I'm going to 50, 0%, and then just the whole decision around sources of income or augment. Then we've got to figure and turn that in, add to those other help you figure. Encourage you to come to a course or come in for a visit. The way to do that is to text JOCKS at 205-988-0006. 5-988-0006.
This is a paid. For more information about Forbes rankings, visit Forbes.com.
All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. 8:52. 8:52. Thursday, October 9th, right here, guys, tuning in. 9th, right here, guys, tuning in. A couple tweets coming in. Rod tweets in, if they move the game back to Legion, what if you park right next to the stadium? They got a parking lot right there, which is the best part. Royal Payne tweets in, what does Greg think about the VR quarterback training? Sounds interesting, and I wonder if fans would do well to try that every once in a while to get an idea of what it's like.
I really like the VR quarterback training. But it's only to make sure that you are going through your protections.
So you're telling me if Domer used VR?
No, I think if you went VR quarterback training and you do the like protection adjustments, hey, 47's Mike. Oh, hey, all right, hang on a second. This is the look they give you when they're bringing three up the middle. I got to squeeze the protection. So give me a tie call. Hey, they're overloaded to the field. Hey, give me a full Ricky. Like stuff like that. I think it's good. Like when you see the VR quarterback training and the guy's like throwing it, that's dumb. Russell Wilson style, super dumb. Super corny, super dumb. But if you are actually setting protection, there's a lot of value to it.
All right, so
just like Tad told us a second ago, there's a lot of value.
Yes. Well, you could add some more value if you tell people about Crocker Moving Services.
Well, they're a local company owned by an Iraq War veteran, Eric Crocker. Crocker believes in hiring movers you can trust to complete full background checks and run drug tests on every single employee. These are good guys. You can trust them in your home. They need a whole home back to move your company headquarters, which cuts country, or you just want to come rearrange your living room. These guys got you covered. They also do deliveries for furniture that you've purchased and need to get to your home. So call or visit them online today for a free quote. The website's crockermovingservices.com. That's CrockerMovieService.com. Support your veterans by choosing Crocker Movie Service for your next move.
Kid Bama Kid tweets in, if you've ever been a coach, you should know these 24 to 26-year-old college players are like Little League against Pony League players. There should be an age limit. Where would you be on an age limit for college football players?
25? I don't know.
Or just would you be for it or against it?
Against it.
Yeah, because we got that one old man playing somewhere this year, right?
Yeah.
You know, the old 9th year of eligibility.
Yeah. I mean, everyone loves a good story. When there's like a 52-year-old that's walking on to kick, like I'm all for it.
If the 66-year-old can play in the LSU's band, why can't a 66-year-old
100%. I heard that there's an old guy in the band. I saw that a couple times. I also heard that Ryan Williams was 17 last year.
He's a kid.
Are you going to actually say that in your show this weekend? That feels like a hit by Cole. Hey, by the way, in case you missed it, 66-year-old in the LSU band.
He's already got something he's got to work in.
Yeah, no comment. For real reasons.
Because you're actually doing something with it, aren't you?
Absolutely not.
You're gonna put a band uniform on, aren't you?
Well, I know I won't interview him. But
wow.
Haters.
Dang. That was good. He's got work in, what's the word? Tangential? Tangential.
Can you have the lady say it for us, please,
Yeah,
so I can know what it is again?
Do you know what that word is, Greg?
Tangential.
I've heard it.
What does it mean?
I would never use it,
What
but
does it
I've
mean?
heard it. No idea.
What?
You're a Rhodes Scholar finalist.
I've stopped studying life 15 years ago.
Tangential.
Like the game life? How to win at it? The board game.
Yes.
You're off that?
You didn't have to go to college on that.
How
one.
do
You
I
could
pronounce
go.
that again?
Tangential. It's
means-
like, if I'm not mistaken, it's.
He just looked it up on his
No,
computer.
no. If I'm not mistaken, I'm looking at it. This is not how I would have described it. Diverging from